Lerone Murphy now ranked number 11 after his victory over Edson Barboza. He asked fans who he should fight next, and Josh Emmett was a name that came up quite a bit. Another complaint coming out of the PFL Bellator merger comes from Douglas Lima. He says, the last guy I beat is fighting for the belt now. I'm on the sidelines for a year now. What I heard was my purse was too high and the PFL didn't want to pay and honor my last fight on my contract. So this merger has been a bit of a disaster for some fighters. Gegard Mousasi had the same complaint. And Cyborg also says, I'm having a hard time getting a bout agreement sent to me too. Stamp is out of this fight due to injury. Pat Pitlick is going to be on the Contender Series on August 20th. He picked up a victory on Dana White's looking for a fight in January.
Hey, we need to have a conversation about something, okay? That's not done by a curious bear. That's done by a desperate bear.
Vinicius Oliveira training for Ricky Simone. They fight at UFC 303 June 29th in Vegas. Can versus Brazil and Wood versus Pineda added to the July 27th UFC 304 card in Manchester. Emba Garimbo apologizes for his last fight. He won the fight, but it was just a boring performance where he just basically pushed his opponent up against the cage for 15 minutes and won a decision.
I'm a drug every time I drive. Have you ever made 30 million a night? No, always 10 toes, never taking a dive. I win real big, but about God with it. If you in the ring, you won't last 5 minutes.
Usyk showing some of the injuries from his fight over the weekend. He won a split decision over Tyson Fury. Anderson Silva's 5-1 favorite for his boxing match with Chael Sonnen on June 15th. Angela Hill moves up 3 spots in the strawweight division to number 9 after a victory over the weekend. Vanessa Demopoulos picked up a victory on that card. She's on crutches now, but she did enough against Emily Ducote to pick up a split decision victory as an underdog. Conor McGregor stopped drinking 10 weeks out from his fight with Michael Chandler June 29th at UFC 303.
That's unbelievable, folks. I've 6 weeks. I've been off the drink. I've been off my beautiful products since the 10-week mark. So we're 5 weeks and 5 days out. I'm taking this seriously,
Aljamain Sterling asked if he'd rather fight Brian Ortega or Movsar Evloev. Both are fun grappling matchups. Who do I want? The highest ranked guy, and that's Brian Ortega. Let's be real, you just want the easier fight. Unlike Ortega, I'm ready to go. Let's get it done already. Ortega's ranked number 3, Movsar is ranked number 5, Aljamain Sterling is ranked number 8. That's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, on set for the movie The Smashing Machine, where he's playing Mark Kerr.
Los Vemos, no hinky.
Get up at 7 in the morning. Let's go. Let's go. I still beat you. Let's get this money, man. Get on a boat.
Fight fees continue to be a good revenue generator for the UFC. They get paid $16 million from Australia to bring a pay-per-view there, $25 million from Abu Dhabi to bring a pay-per-view there. They're looking to expand this business more in terms of bringing fight night cards to cities, having cities pay the UFC to bring a fight night card there. They're coming off a successful fight night event earlier this month in St. Louis.
UFC fight night a week ago in St. Louis. We did the highest gross for a fight night in the history of the UFC in St. Louis. Talking just a regular card event, and that's what happens when you haven't had the UFC there since pre-pandemic. The demand and thirst is so insatiable that the audience is willing to come out and spend record sums on tickets. And we want to see incentive packages in order for us to bring those fight nights to town.
Sergio Pettis taking on Horiguchi for the second time, June 9th. He won the first fight via back fist. Knudsen versus Pilastri on June 15th. Another match added to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul card on July 20th. Chael Sonnen says that he's going to box Jorge Masvidal in October after boxing Anderson Silva on June 15th. Masvidal is taking on Nate Diaz in boxing July 6th. Dustin Poirier in a new Bud Light ad. His official prediction for his fight next week is knockout. Dana White puts an Islam Makhachev quote at the UFCPI. What does this title represent? It means that you're the best in the world, and if you're the best in the world, it doesn't matter who is going to be there across from you. What could I say? No, never. Let's do this. It'd be nice if BKFC did something like that, adding a quote from one of their fighters.
These hands is bisexual, motherfucker. They everything. Anybody can get it, any gender. Anybody can get this shit at any given time.
Leon Edwards says he hopes Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler on June 29th. That way Conor can fight him for the title later this year. That'd be the biggest payday of Leon's career because he'd get pay-per-view points for that. But first things first, he has to beat Bilal Muhammad at UFC 304. They're headlining that show on July 27th in Manchester. Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons has been added to that card. Chaos Williams' hand after knocking out Carlston Harris. He got a performance bonus for that KO. Uros Medic wants to fight Chaos next, and Chaos says he's down. Medic is coming off a victory over Tim Means by knockout. All his victories are by finish, most of them knockout, so a fight with him and Chaos would be entertaining with a high chance of somebody getting slept. Macy Barber training for a fight with Rose Namajunas July 13th in Denver, Colorado. That is the main event. Both fighters fight out of Colorado, so that's a good thing. Some fighters can't handle the elevation, but these fighters can. There's no UFC event at the Apex this weekend, so they're renting out the place and having Street League Skateboarding have an event there. There's no UFC at all this weekend on Saturday, but there is a Cage Warriors 172 show and A1 Combat 21 show on Fight Pass. A1 Combat is Uriah Faber's promotion, and he's going to be competing on that event. He's taking on Jeff Glover in a combat jiu-jitsu match.
Are you holding your coconuts, babe? What are we doing?
Suman Dumbari's out of this fight June 1st against Andre Lima. Replacing him is Mitch Raposo, taking on Andre Lima on short notice, on a week and a half's notice. Raposo lost in the Contender Series. He lost on Tough, but since that time he's won 4 in a row and he's willing to take this short notice fight. Sometimes that's the best way to get into the UFC. You might not make it on the Contender Series, you might not make it on Tough, but if you're willing to step up and fight on short notice and help out the organization, they may give you a contract. Louisville, Kentucky has both SmackDown on Friday, June 7th, and the UFC on Saturday, June 8th. Haley Cowan's coach and husband, Jacob Brennan, arrested for alleged child sex abuse allegations. A woman claims that he touched her inappropriate during the time when he was training her when she was 13 and he was 30 years old. Cowan was supposed to fight over the weekend against Tamaris Vidal, but due to injury, Cowan pulled out. Melissa Gatto pulled up, punched Tamaris in the titty, and won. Silva and Sonnen fight on June 15th, and then 12 days later they get inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame for a fight they had in 2010 where Sonnen won the first 4 rounds, and then Silva came back in round 5 to get the submission victory.